Hello, everyone. Hey, let me know if you can see me and hear me. It says I'm live, but it also says something about the stream rate. So please let me know if you can hear me and see me. Let's see. I see. Hey, Stephanie. Thanks for coming. Let's see. I don't see anything in the chat. Oh, now it says excellent condition. We are waiting for Rebekah to come back on here. So let's see. I'm just going to chat here for a minute. Please let me know in the chat and I'll see if I can get things working here. Rebekah's computer decided to restart and Kasey might be joining us. So we'll see what happens. All right, everybody, I'm Kasey Oswald. I work for VIP Kid and Outschool. Oh, yay, Stephanie sees me. Right now, oh, somebody's ringing in. Right now, I am working on building a course for, here we go. I'm working on building a course right now as well. And so lots of things going on, lots of exciting things. I don't know if you can see Rebekah coming on. I don't think you can, but sorry, this is kind of an odd start. But today we're going to talk about Outschool. And we've heard a lot through the last couple of lives that bookings have been really down. Within the last week, I've heard that they're starting to pick back up. So we'd like to talk about that and talk about your experiences. So let us know in the chat. Are you an Outschool teacher? How have your bookings been? Hey, Teacher Stephanie, good morning. So let us know, how are your bookings going? Let me go back so I can see Rebekah. I see your name, Rebekah, but I don't see you yet. And I hear Victoria. Hey, Victoria. Okay. So thanks for stopping in. Like I said, technical difficulties this morning. Rebekah's computer decided to restart as we were just starting to go live. And then mine started talking about current, I don't know what it was, but I didn't have excellent condition like I do now. So we should be ready to roll here right now. Rebekah, are you there? Okay, so my bookings with Outschool. I did not start Outschool during the big boom, which I call the big boom. I waited a while. I was like, oh, I've been a brick and mortar teacher for 8 years, and I just didn't want to make lesson plans. At least that's what I thought. And then I started digging in my kindergarten stuff, and I was missing the kids more and more. And I thought, you know what? I can just pull out some old lesson plans that I've already taught. I already know the lessons that I love to teach, so I'll just pull those out and teach them. The most popular ones have been my STEM classes, my science, technology, engineering, and math. I don't do STEAM because arts are not my thing. So my STEM classes have been pretty popular. Let's see. Stephanie says I teach for Outschool and VIP Kid. Outschool bookings are okay, not great though. Yeah, have they started to pick up a little bit? Have you noticed? So mine, I have just recently taught 3 classes pretty much in a row. And then I had one that didn't have any learners, so I closed it. Oh, hey, Victoria. Oh. Oh. So let's see. Hey, James, thanks for coming. And Brittany, I teach for both too. Outschool bookings were great over the summer, but now aren't great. But I'm getting more requests for classes. Yeah, that's kind of what I've just heard, is things are just starting to pick up now. I'm going to go with they needed to be transitioned. I think, students going back to school or just trying to get this new normal in. I don't even know if we have a new normal yet. So, hey, Rebekah, are you ready to chat? Or you want to wait? Wait.
Maybe. She did not wake up happy today. She slept in, but she did not wake up happy.
Well, while you have a chance, do you want to just talk about how your bookings were, then what happened, and now? Maybe we can just give everyone a...
Yeah, so I started in May or June, and it was slow starting, but once I got started, I got pretty good bookings, and most of my classes were full of 5 or 6 kids each, a couple times a day, earned about $2,000 my first like 2 months. So
Wow.
not as like the $20,000 that some people say, but decent amount of money. That was good. And
Yeah.
now it's slowed down. Get about half that now, because we
Mhm.
get like one or two people each. And lots of them are expiring, but I keep trying.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot more of the ongoing classes. Those are booking a little bit better for me than the one time.
Okay. Stephanie said the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm doing math class a couple times a week. What's nice is that I just do the same lesson all week long, and then I just switch it for the next week. So I can do it like 4 times in 4 different sections, and then next week I just do a new game.
Let's see. Brittany said, I'm afraid parents don't want so much screen time, which I 100% understand. Yeah, I wondered if that was going to be a problem too with all the extra kids online. I know a bunch of them have just recently gone back, but a lot of my friends that started at the beginning of the school year going in school are now back at home for COVID reasons. So
yeah, and I've had some students who say, oh, I suddenly got an email from my school and we have to go to school today and I can't come to class, but we want to stay in it so we can come back next week. I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or they'll say, hey, I don't have any school today. Can I join a class? I'm like, yeah. So every day is totally different with these kiddos.
Yeah. And it's crazy because it's hard to get into a routine with all of these different changes.
Well, every day is a different change for them.
I know. And unexpected changes, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. Angela said, just got started on Outschool. Have had 6 students take my one-time class. Had 1 each time except for 2 in one class. Now have an ongoing class posted that starts October 13th. Have 5 sections, no learners yet. Oh, good luck, Angela. Let's see. I had a question. I had 1 time except for 2. So Angela, did you open a bunch of sections on the same class when you got started? You said 1 each except 2 in one class. I open up 1 or 2 of the same class, the same section. Is that what you're calling it? Is that what I open up like 1 or 2 of the same one? But I know Kelly's kind of like me, but Rebekah has her scheduled more out, right, Rebekah?
Yeah, I do have mine scheduled about 2 or 3 weeks out, but I really only give each parent about 2 or 3 options per class.
Okay.
Because if I give too many options, I might have like 1 student here, 1 student there, and I still kind of have that, but it condenses them all together. But if I only give 1 option, it shows that I don't have much availability.
Right.
So I give like 2 or 3, and they're different times or different days, and just to see, what works.
Right. So, hey guys, any questions in the comments? James, isn't it?
I don't know.
Well, I guess maybe not, but it's pretty late there, right, James? Angela said she opened about 5 sections of the one-time class. Interesting. What's your age group? Rebekah and I are both teaching babies, and I find it interesting. I think the classes that are geared more towards younger kids are accepted. Is that validated a lot faster? At least it seems, because I know some people say it took a long time for a lot of their classes. And knock on wood, mine have been taking like less than an hour, but I think mine is like, number sense, where a lot of people can review it and say, yes, this is a good class. I think if you teach, science or very specific older kids subjects, I think somebody like an expert needs to check those classes. What do you think, Rebekah?
I think so. And I think if you have a very detailed class from the get-go, you have a higher chance of being accepted. If you keep it very vague and like, I don't know, it's like, no. You got to tell me exactly what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So if you put some thought into it, like I just submitted a class about a week or so ago, and I really thought through it. I put a description down. The last thing I had to do was take the photo, and I wanted to actually do the art project to take a photo of my finished product. Right. Once I did that, submitted, 5 minutes later, it was back because I took the effort of really looking through the description, trying to figure out, supply list, everything that they would need to succeed.
Very good. Angela said she's suggesting to parents her one-time class as a sample for her ongoing class. I think that's great. Oh, beginner phonics, 4 to 6. Oh, we're in the same crew, Angela. James is here in the chat. James and I and a bunch of the Men of VIP Kid have a fun trivia next Thursday, so that should be fun. If James can make it. We got to check his schedule first, so. Great, let's see. Brittany said, I've tried offering pre-K, but those never book for me. My son is 4 and I get the parent emails for his age. They're adding hundreds of classes for that age. I wonder if there's just too many classes. I think maybe you need to kind of find your own. We talked about this last time, like your own spin on things, or you don't want to be just, hey, I'm teaching ABCs like everybody else. I think the dinosaur ABCs or the thematic fun things are booking. What do you think, Rebekah?
Yeah, you definitely have to put your own spin on it. And I find that the kids come back from me.
Mm-hmm.
So I could be teaching the same exact class you do, Kasey, but they come back to see me and my teaching style, and kids will come back to see you and your teaching style. So you just have to find those tribes, and you have to find the kids who keep coming back to see who you are, because your way in the classroom is different than anybody else's way.
Right. And
Brittany said break through. That's the hardest part.
Right.
Being this first couple.
Brittany said her middle school classes are doing better. Well, Brittany, you're brave. I was a sub for middle school, and it was not my thing. I did see on there Rainbow Rangers, that there's parents asking about Rainbow Rangers, and I have permissions to read those books on my YouTube channel. So I thought that was interesting. Let's see. Stephanie said, I found that Mondays book really well for me. Not sure why. Somebody else said that. And what's interesting is I've never tried to open a Monday class before, and I have no idea why. I think I'm always afraid I'm going to forget Monday's coming up after the weekend. I mean, Rebekah knows how I am. I almost forgot about today.
Yeah, oddly enough, that my ongoing classes are now Mondays. Somebody just opened one for Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So the same math class. But Thursdays is what I started with. And Thursdays, I started with one kid. And now that class got full with 6. So I opened up another section. That one comes through. So they're between 2, 4, and 6 kids per ongoing class. So I'm like, then we're just going to go this. It's flexibility. Yeah. It's like, okay, this doesn't work. Let's try this. And that doesn't work. Let's try this.
Right. It's all a bag of tricks. You've got your bag of tricks. Pull one out. That didn't work. Let's find another trick, right? And
one class that I thought I loved evidently seems like a summer class, so it's no longer booking. And I'm like, but I like this class. Well, okay.
It's kind of like I have permission, like I said, to read Pout Pout Fish and Rainbow Rangers. And I thought Pout Pout Fish was going to be huge. Rainbow Rangers gets more views. There's one with over 120 views on it. Nice. But I'm not giving up on my Pout Pout Fish, though. But it's a bag of tricks. If Pout Pout Fish isn't working, then I need to go to Rainbow Rangers, even though, guys, there's only 4 books in the Rainbow Rangers series right now. So
just I think I need to find, because one of the parents asked me, going, hey, I'm going to miss this week. Are you going to cycle through your math class again? And I did 4, maybe 5 games, and then I'll cycle back through again. So I told her, this is actually the second time we've gone through, so we're going to go through it again. So I'll just make sure that's clear in the description that when these 5 are done, I will go back through and do these 5 again.
Oh, okay.
And great. When I sometimes I'll see the kids the second time through, like, I played this game before. Okay, let's play it a little bit differently today. Let's bring it up a level.
Right. I'm just checking to make sure Kasey's not here and I didn't miss her. Okay. She's not here. I'm worried about that because during my last class, one said that they couldn't get in. I don't know if you watched the video on that. I think Rebekah did because I think she commented on it. But I had a parent message me saying, did something change because Outschool said the host was no longer here or something like that. But I was in the middle of teaching the class. So now I'm like panicked. I'm going to miss the doorbell or something. But it was not on my side. But
right, well, that happened to me one time. I had one student in the class and I'm sitting there waiting, and you're allowed to leave after 10 minutes if there's nobody showing up. So I'm in there in like 10, maybe 11 minutes. I was on my way out and I saw an email from the parents saying, we're trying to get in, but we can't get in through the Zoom link on Outschool. I'm like, okay, I'll wait. Thank you for reaching out to me. Take your time. It's just you and me. We'll make up the time somehow. Just begin. And she was able to go through her email to click the link. So it could be something weird with the website or weird with Zoom or weird whatever. So I'm glad she reached out. I mean, maybe it could happen like that for yours. I mean, when you're
Yeah.
in a class, you can't always look at your email, but I was just waiting for the one student. So I was like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I had already had 2. So if you guys get a chance, go back to that video and let me know how you would have handled it. I don't think it's a long video. I think it's pretty short for mine. But let me know how you would have handled it. I had students already there, so
That makes it harder because then you have to catch up, but you don't want to go behind.
right.
Yeah, I was
And
glad
I
that
didn't
she's my
want
only one.
parents upset. So I actually had the students explain to the kids to the other child that was late what we did. And then one didn't show up at all. So I didn't know if it was Outschool, if it was me, or what was going on. But let's see. I just saw some things. Brittany said, I offer kindergarten readiness for that age as an ongoing class. If I could get my first young learner, I think it would take off. That's the way I feel about my, I have permission to do, I probably shouldn't give all my secrets away, but I have permission to do kindergarten smorgasbord. He's an amazing teacher. So I asked him if I could do his numbers and letters boot camp. So that's what I was going to do for an ongoing class. Ongoing classes are working for me. I started in August and my classes for 4 to 6 stay full. My one-time classes got little interest. I'm sticking with OG for now. My Halloween story class got full though. I didn't even think about that. That's awesome. VB Marlowe, welcome. What should I call you? I try to remember everyone's names, but is it VB? Is it Marlowe? Let me know. Angela said my class listing description tells parents exactly what we do in class. Question, are there too many ELA classes for the age group? My spin is I'm teaching a live zoo animal with each letter. I think your spin is great. That's just my opinion. I think you need to make sure that they know that, maybe by your thumbnail or your video. What do you think, Rebekah?
Yeah, and I know you do a different animal each week, but maybe your thumbnail shows you with an animal. You know, that'd be kind of fun.
Mhm.
And
Is it a I don't know if it's a different letter each week. She just says she's teaching a live zoo animal with each letter.
oh, okay.
So I wonder if it's all, let's see. My first class is letter S. Oh, I think you're right. Letter S and our own ball python snake. We also have a turtle for letter T. I'm doing a virtual field trip. Oh, love it. Love it, love it. I don't know who has this, but if somebody wants a little, what's the word I'm looking for? A little fun thing. I bought this. Can you see it, Rebekah?
Mm-hmm.
I can't see myself right now. So I bought this for my actual kindergarten class. So when I teach my caves, it comes with a code and there's a short 1 minute and 40-second video on caves. Or for bees, there's like a short video for bees. And it's not a YouTube video. And I think that seems to appeal to parents too, because they're made for grade 1 to 3, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you make the whole video your whole lesson, then you're not doing much teaching.
Right.
But if you have a 30-minute lesson, you show a 2-minute video, that's fine. I think that's fine.
Yeah. Stephanie said, I struggle with knowing how to price my classes, trying to find the right balance. Yeah, I do too. And right now, well, not right now, forever now, because I'm not having any more babies, but my kids are in college. So for me, I'm not booking as a parent. So I think Rebekah is better at talking about that one than I am. But we have been having chats in our collaboration group about pricing. And I like that we kind of bounce ideas off each other, like when Charles and you were talking the other day. What's your thought about that?
I know I'm a budget conscious mommy. And so I try to stick to, I have a 4-year-old. And so when I sign up for classes, I either look for the swap pages and get the discounts.
Oh, we should mention that. Yeah.
Which is a really good thing for teachers to get the first couple kids, as well as parents who want to have a discount class and just look through to see what's available out there that teachers want to have students with that fits my child's likings. And I've done a couple classes like that. So she's like that. But when I do pay full price, I try to do like $8 or less for a half hour. Because she's 4. If it's $10 or more, I'm going to think it's a really, really good class.
Right. If you're going to
so you better like knock it out of the park if you can do a half an hour for $10 or $12. Now I have one of my classes that's a $10 class and it books up, nicely. And it's the best class I have. Like, I love that class, the Fizzling Rainbow Mixing Colors. I love that class. But my other ones, they weren't booking very well at $10. So I lowered them to 8 for a
Okay.
half an hour. And then they're booking pretty well. My thinking is if they're booking well at 8 really consistently, I can raise it to 9 or to 10. If they're not, I'll lower it. And so I can kind of play around with it a little bit.
Yeah, we've talked about that. Using the Facebook group, help me out here, Outschool free and discounted classes. It's for teachers and for parents, because teachers can go on there. And like Rebekah said, if you're looking to either add more learners or get started and get some learners, you might want to price it a little bit lower and add it to the group. But if you're a parent, you can go in there and see some of the classes that teachers are offering cheaper. Now, if you have a class that's booking all the time, then yes, you can charge a little bit more, like Rebekah said. But getting started, I would say getting learners is going to have to be your top priority so that they want to come back.
Yep.
And
get those learners, get those reviews.
Yeah.
So it might be fine for the first week or two to offer a class for $5 and just encourage parents to leave a good review, because then it won't look like a new teacher, new class doesn't know what they're doing. It looks like, oh, they look like they got 5 reviews. They're all 5-star. Awesome. And then you can bump the price up.
Right. And, that's the other thing about if you're getting these free or discounted classes, leaving the teacher a nice review really helps keep the flow of everything going. It helps the teacher with confidence, and they might even be better the next time out just because you told them what they were doing well and working on. Just help them build that
and with
confidence.
the review, as a parent's side, if I go into class and go, oh, this teacher, it was rough, I'll still either give them a good review and public feedback, praise what they did great at, because they always do something great. And then in a private feedback, I'll say, you might want to work on this, this, and this.
Great.
Because then it won't hurt their rating, but then they can also get some feedback. So I can public and there's private.
And grow on it. I think that's great. Great. Let's see. Okay. I'm offering 5 sections at 2 times a week. We focus on another letter each week. Should I change it to once a week or offer fewer sections to start with?
So Angela, is this a multi-day where you have to sign up for all 10 classes, or is it one you can pop in and pop out?
Right. That would definitely.
Ongoing to me is pop in, pop out, come and go as you want to. It's not built off. Each letter is a standalone class. You have S, you have T, you have L. They're standalones.
Right.
So, and with that's nice is that the 5 sections, like the 5 weeks, you can add a 6th week and the 7th week and just kind of keep adding on to at the end. There's no end to an ongoing class. It just keeps going.
Yeah, that's a teacher tip. I heard, I wish I could remember who talked about that. Instead of like letting it finish, just keep adding other weeks if you're a teacher. That way you're not having to find those learners all over again. Yeah. Just keep adding weeks to it. Yeah. Man, I wish I could remember which teacher talked about that.
Could it be Marianne Berg?
Maybe.
Might have been.
Maybe. Yeah. I watched so many of my friends' videos and now I can't remember. Let's see. How long do you try different methods of the class? Ongoing versus multi-day, one time broken into sections, for example. I'm willing to try different ways of offering classes. I've had more success with one-time classes for me. But I think, Rebekah, how about you? You're ongoing, right?
Yeah, my one-time classes were great over the summer. And I just started my ongoing like the last 3 weeks of summer. So I don't have much experience with that. I was doing let's get ready for school type of thing. Well, now we're into school. Let's just keep it going. It's hard because I've also had some classes that flopped. Like I wanted to do a science camp, which is 3 days a week. And all 3 times I've offered that, 1 learner all week long. I'm like, So those are kind of like, okay, fine. Those are not working. I'll give it a couple times. I mean, it's so hard this fall knowing how long to give it.
Right.
Because it comes and goes so hard right now.
Right. It's just kind of a different thing this year where things are just backwards.
I would suggest don't do a class that needs a lot of commitment on the parent side. Like semester-long classes right now might not book very well because the parents don't know what's going to happen even next week. So how can they plan the whole semester out unless they're homeschooling? But if they're going to any kind of school, just do like a one time or a 2-day class. Keep it simple and easy for the parents.
Right. Good. I was going to say something about ongoing. I think ongoings might be booking right now too, because they're trying to get into a routine,
And my ongoing are 1 day a week.
Okay.
So each kid is 1 day a week, and I'm doing it multiple times a week for different kids.
She said, but I want to know how long I should give it.
For ongoing, I'd give it a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So when I started, I had 1 kid in one session, and the next week I had 3 kids in that section, and then it slowly has morphed into this. After 7 weeks, I now actually have a good amount of people coming back, but I was gonna give up with the 1. Nope, keep it open. Let's see what happens.
And Marlo is fine. Good. Thanks, Marlo, for letting me know. Angela, I posted it as ongoing by subscription at $17 for the 2 sessions, so $8.50 per class. Are you saying offer it as a series of one-time classes? No, I wasn't.
No, ongoing's fine.
Yeah.
And that seems like a good price. I'm assuming 30 minutes because you're talking about like kindergarten age.
Right.
So I think that's a pretty good
and
price.
I think with live animals and a theme, I think you're good with that. But that's just my personal opinion. We really don't know what's going to happen, but those are just, our thoughts. Brittany said, never would I do something that requires a lot of parent work. Haha, I'm a parent and I look for classes where I don't have to prep much.
Yeah. Prep much or time-wise. Like, I'm committed every, there was this one class I wanted to enroll my daughter into, but it meant 5 days a week for 2 weeks straight at the same time of day. Well, some days she has preschool and some days she's at home. I can't commit 2 weeks straight at 10 a.m. That's a lot of commitment. So I said 1 day a week or 2 days a week. It just depends.
Angela said, yes, she made it 35-minute classes. Angela, I think you're well on your way. I think it sounds great.
Yeah, offer there's 3 different swap groups so you can do. There's advertising teachers or something like that. There's the swap families for teachers, and then there's the free and discounted classes. So offer it all 3 and just see what fits. And the first couple of weeks you'll be taking a hit on pay, but you'll be getting more students. You'll be getting reviews. You'll be getting a boost.
Yeah. Great. Before I continue in the chat, I would love to know what else you'd like to see on our Outschool collaboration times. So we have a topic for next week. And Rebekah, have you heard anything about the next town hall meeting?
No, I haven't
seen one coming up. So I think next week we'll have a topic. What's that?
I said, I'll keep my eyes open.
I know. Let's see. Marlo said, my ongoing started with 1 kid. By the end of the 2nd week, it was full. I say give it at least 2 weeks also. Great. That sounds great. How would you price small group tutoring? 25-minute classes with 1 to 2 max students.
What I've seen,
I have never done those.
They're more expensive because you're giving that one time. So I ballpark double. So if you're charging $10 for each person for a class, maybe do $20 for a tutoring session.
So I would think
there's a lot more.
Right. I would think this depends on your expertise too. Are you a certified teacher are you teaching a specific subject? I think you need a little bit more information. I think Rebekah is absolutely right. It definitely is worth more to have 1 to 2, it's definitely worth more money to have 1 to 2 kids. I think parents like that. But I think if you are certified in the subject that you are tutoring, or if you have a little bit of pull that you can put in that description, I think you can charge more as well. Does that make sense? So great. Well, we're trying to start keeping these at 30 minutes, and we are at 29 minutes and 16 seconds, Rebekah. We might do it. Brittany said, my pre-K readiness class, I mentioned I have a master's degree in early childhood special ed. Oh, special ed, love it. Candy, would it depend? Hey, Candy, would it depend on the subject? I tutor the SAT and ACT and charge $60 an hour. Yeah, I think it I think it would. Maybe not. I mean, I think if you have a specific subject and that you have, an expertise in, then yeah, I definitely think you could. Laura J says, I charge $1 a minute, $30 for 30 minutes. Huh. That's that's an easy pricing thing. See, now something like that, Rebekah, don't you think you could say it's $1 a minute, so $30 for 30 minutes, and then maybe come into one of these groups and say, hey, if you're new to Outschool or you're new to me, I can give you, $5 off or something just to start getting learners. $10
Yes,
off.
yeah, you can put in your description, there's a discount, and it's easy to go into each student's name and refund a partial amount. You don't
Oops. I
have
think
to
we
refund
just
$5 off.
Oh, there you are.
Okay, delayed. Yeah, so I think you could give it a try.
Yeah, and Candy said she provides the books too. That's great, Candy.
Nice.
Angela, offer help with Zoom facilitating. I was 29 years B&M teacher, K1, and 2 years with VIP Kid, and tech is my struggle. That is so amazing that you're talking about that, Angela, because I've thought about actually making my online course about Zoom. Actually, I've talked to Nancy Taylor about making my online course about Zoom. And I just wasn't sure if people would want to do that. So now you're making me rethink my course.
Like that, because that was my struggle when I first started. Go, what are all the buttons here? What do I do? What if I do this and that? And then Zoom updates, and you have to start all over again. Yeah. And then what does it look like on the phone and the iPad and the computer? That would have been really helpful.
Right.
I now know a lot more. But yeah, it's
so interesting she said that. So I'll have to tell you guys about my course another time, and you tell me what you think. So Laura said the demand is high for one-on-one tutoring. Then that's awesome, Brittany. I think Brittany was the one asking about it before. Yeah, I think you can price it a little bit higher than you would normal classes. Hey, Danny. Danny Happy Farms is here. She's actually my Outschool mentor. Angela said, Candy, I paid $300 for an online no instructor ACT prep class for my son. Wow. Candy said, I tutor in person ACT, SAT, and GED. Candy, I love when she's on here. She always has great questions and great things to say. And her and I could not be more opposite, I think. That's probably why we're good bouncing things off each other. Yes, help. Oh, Angela, I just might have to sit down and do this Zoom thing. Please help, but not next Saturday. I'm out of town. Oh, I see what you're saying. You want us to talk about Zoom on one of our Saturday lives. I think that's great. And actually, Angela, anytime you miss a live, you are welcome to go back and watch the replay. That's always awesome for us too. Or for me. I feel bad. Rebekah comes on here, and hopefully her channel gets more exposure being on here. Please go check her out and subscribe to her channel too. She's Rebekah F. And she just comes on out of the goodness of her heart and talks about Outschool with all of you and with me. And her link is also below for teachers or for parents too. So Candy said, I also guarantee a point increase. I've been tutoring for SAT, ACT, GED, and ASVAB for 5 years. And Candy, you're not on Outschool yet, right? Or is she? I think I ask her that every Saturday. So Candy is an amazing resource. If she gets on Outschool or if she's already there and you have kids that need that, I would say go for it. Go check out her classes. But I don't know, where can they find you, Candy, if it's not on Outschool? So I know there's a delay from when we talk and when they get it. So Rebekah, we're at 33 minutes. I told you I was going to try to keep these at 30 minutes, and I'm going to keep my word. We're just a little bit over. Thanks for coming, Rebekah.
bye-bye. Happier now.
Oh, yay, Victoria. She's so cute. And Angela said thank you, and she'll check out Rebekah's channel too. Oh. Thanks, Angela. That would mean a lot to me too, as I feel that she's always on here for me helping out. So, and guess what, everybody? I got a puppy, so I need to go take him out. All right, everyone. Thank you guys so much for coming. And Rebekah, thank you as always. I'll see you next time. Okay. This was an awesome chat today. You guys are great.
Yeah, very lively.
Bye. Oh, I ended the YouTube and not us.